So strikes, the number one thing that you got to teach and build, all right? What I teach and what I focus on is elbows in, thumbs are up, and knuckles are out, all right? If I'm doing all that, I got a lever right here that can't be broken. The moment you get knuckles up, you're going to see guys try to one-arm bench 350 pounds, and that just ain't happening, all right? You're giving that offensive lineman or tight end a lever here to break as he pushes back, all right? It's a very simple concept. Stand your guys up in the meeting room and just lean on them. Have their arm go like this with their knuckles out, and you're going to lean on them, and you give them some force, and that elbow is going to eventually break, right? You take those elbows in, you put the thumb up and you put that knuckle out. Now you got that thing locked out. Do that same lean. They're going to be able to sit here like this and keep you locked out for days, right? The other part of that is when our pad level comes into effect, those hands also better be above my eyes. That means I'm down here. I got my hands above my eyes. I've controlled the pad level. I'm underneath that offensive lineman. I'm going to dominate that block, okay? We want to target, when we talk about the coaching emphasis of where we are targeting on our strikes, our inside hand is going to strike the V of the neck, all right, right in here on that offensive lineman. My outside hand, all right, we would like to be right here on that tip of the pad. Now I got half of his body controlled, all right, and we're able to create a little bit of knockback. He doesn't have force to be able to move forward, okay? We're going to not punch for his chest. This is a big coaching point that you got to get guys to understand. The moment you start punching at the chest, that's where your violence stops. They just tap it, all right? We want to punch for his spine. You want to be able to grab that spine through that chest because that's how hard you freaking hit him, all right? That's going to create what we like to say bobblehead, all right? That means we're not placing head. If we see an offensive lineman doing this, that's a bobblehead, all right? We have struck him. We've punched for his spine, and his head, his body is all out of sorts, all right? So, strike drills, right off the bat, rapid hands, okay? First, you have to build speed. How do we do speed? You can use sleds. You can use pop-ups. If you got a wall, put the pop-ups against the wall. It's a great way to do rapid fires. If you don't have a wall, you're in a high school and you're outside on the field, just grab a pop-up and have a guy lean up next to it just so that there's something to punch with some force. All right? Same drill. Get your defensive lineman down here in a 6-point stance. Try to curl the toes, but on their knees, all right? Hands down. On the whistle, 3 rapid strikes. As fast as I can, up to the pad, back down. Up to the pad, back down. I still always emphasizing elbows in, always emphasizing thumbs up, knuckles out. All right? But this is speed. All right? You see 9-5 here, starting off spring ball, right? This is the very first drill of spring ball that we were doing, building strikes. We're a little slow here to start, okay? Maybe you had a long day up in school. So, as we get back through this, you'll see some guys get a little bit faster. See the speed right there by 91, all right? You see the speed by those guys there in the middle. 1, 2, 3. How fast can I strike? How fast can I replace my hands? Rapid fire. Very first thing you got to build, all right? Then, once we've done the rapid fire, now we got to get back to the top of this drill, okay? And when we're at the top of this drill, there we go. Okay. So now we've established the rapid speed of our hands. Now we got to have some power with it. Same thing. If you don't have a wall, if you don't have a sled, just use a pop-up, stand a guy behind it, right? These guys do a great job right here getting coiled on that. Elbows in, thumbs up. I've done the speed. Now let's develop some power. 6-point layout. Elbows in, thumbs up, knuckles out. We see great hand placement. We see 9-9 doing a great job pinning those elbows. We see them snapping out through our hips. Everything looks great, all right? 6-point layout drill, okay? That is our initial strike progression, okay? Everything from those 6-point stances, okay? Once we've done 6-point, now let's transition to 3-point. Now we can do, again, we have a wall pad here that we can use for this. Same thing. You don't have this. Do it on a body. Do it on a pop-up. Somebody standing behind the pop-up, all right? We've done it on a pop-up when this wall thing wasn't hanging here. Works just fine, okay? I'm getting down into my stance. I'm going to snap out. I love this drill. I love this clip, okay? If you can get this on tape, you are going to know who's got tight hands, who understands the concept of elbows in, thumbs up, knuckles out, okay? Hands above my eyes. 5-5, phenomenal. Hands above my eyes, thumbs are up, my elbows are pinned tight, my palms are almost darn near together right there by 5-5. 9-6, a little wide with my hands, and we can see the targeting point right here on this man. We're wrong. right? We're on the outside. We're striking his armpits right here. So we got a really good clip right here of our visual, of our targeting point that we got to fix. Okay, 93 here in the middle. I mean, we're down right here at his rib cages. I don't know what we're grabbing. So we got to really coach that up and get that fixed. 13, all right, does a great job with his hands. Elbows are in, thumbs are up, knuckles are out. What's the problem though here? Pad level. His hands are below his eyes. So film this as much as you can. We get to show this in the meeting room. Guys understand, got it. Coach keeps being on my butt about my technique. Now I see why. All right, my elbows, I'm not doing what he's coaching me to do, okay? All right, the progression after that. We've done the kind of the blast or the base footwork stuff. Let's add some footwork, okay? You can always pair strike drills with your footwork that you're teaching in your program, all right? In my system with the angle footwork that we're doing, we're going to take that angle footwork and then we're going to strike. 96, not great with his hands right here because his knuckles are up, which means his thumbs are in. We want those thumbs out, and this is what happens. This is what it looks like when you add into these heavy bags on this drill. All right, we don't have control of that heavy bag, and now he's all sort of out of whack. Now let's go over here to 49 here on the right. Phenomenal job right here with the footwork, but look at that. Hands are even or above his eyes. All right, we're trying to get those knuckles out. He's firm, based, boom. All right, that's what it should look like if I pair that footwork drill with those strikes, okay? All right, well, now we want to strike with a target, okay? So the best way that we strike with a target, all right, and this is a new drill, all right, new assistant D-line coach came in and joined us, Coach Fred Wyatt. I actually got this drill from him, and I immediately fell in love. I think this thing is phenomenal, okay? You take a med ball, and now you give them a smaller target. It's not just a wall pad, it's not a body, right? Give them something to strike and something to hit. So we took these 14-pound, 20-pound med balls, can't remember the size, I think 14 pounds, all right? We get these guys down in those 6 points, and you can do it a bunch of different ways, okay? But you see Coach Wyatt here demonstrating this, all right? We get back here and we throw these balls to these guys from those 6-point strikes, and now we give them a target to hit. So I love this drill. This is something I'm going to carry with me. You know if I got elbows in, thumbs out, if I'm grabbing down, if I'm not striking out, on where that ball's going. You see right here, this guy on the left, he's going to kind of strike down on top of the ball because his hands aren't above his eyes, so that ball's going to kind of go down to the ground, right? You see this rip right here by the second guy in from the left, right? Does a great job, okay, of getting his hands up. Now that ball's coming out back to me. That's a perfect strike right there. All right, 9-9 right here, the third guy in. Again, perfect strike, okay? So this is a great drill to work on targeting something small, okay? When I get into this, we can add footwork as well. So let's add some angle footwork into this, and now the same thing. Let's strike a target. Angle footwork, do the strike. Wherever that ball is going to go on its trajectory is going to tell you how their hands were. If it's going down, my hands are high, all right, and I'm coming down on it rather than striking up and getting my hands above my eyes, okay? So how about my hands finish? My hands are high, they finish low, that ball's going down, my hands are below my eyes, all right? It's a big coaching point you want to emphasize. Hit that thing on the rise because I'm hitting the target. I'm hitting the offensive lineman on the rise, right? So great drill for that, adding and pairing the footwork, okay? All right, you got issues with hands. Coach, I have taught it. I keep talking about it. Every time I turn on the tape, my guys, his elbows are out here. We're bending. We're not getting our knuckles out. Great. You know those little bands that we put, those TRX bands that we put around our knees for kind of body movement and stuff like that, straining the hip flexors? Well, we take those suckers. You're going to see this guy right here in the middle. All those guys look like they're wearing handcuffs. Yep, we got those bands around our wrists and our elbows. Add in the bands. If you got hand issues with elbows not being in and you're getting wide strikes, put the bands on them, whether you're doing any sort of drill. Just put the band on them. I promise you, you're going to get that solved fast, okay?